All right, y'all. So let's talk about this. Deontay Wilder versus Derek Chisora. As you know, Deontay Wilder got the split decision win. So he moves on. And supposedly, this is Derek Chisora's last fight. We've heard this before. Fighters say they're gone and they come back. Derek Chisora is one of them. Okay, now, it's really not a lot to say. So I'm going to say it as quick as I possibly can and just get right to the point. This is the type of fight that he needed. And I'm going to tell you why this is what he needed. Because despite what Deontay Wilder says, Deontay Wilder wants the lottery fight. Deontay Wilder knows he can't afford another loss, or it's curtains for him. Now, when he gets the victory and he says, all the haters and all the doubters, that doubted me and I proved them wrong. And beating Derek Chisora didn't prove anybody wrong about you not being, that good of a fighter and not the same fighter. This is what you needed. Because the funny thing is you say, right, Deontay says, haters and doubters. You coined the phrase against yourself. Last chance, last dance. You said that, not us. You did. So when you say that, who's hating? Because what? We doubted that you could beat Parker. You got your ass whooped. We doubted that you could beat Zhang. You got your ass whooped. You talked about cryo chambers. You got hit by Zhang and you complaining to the ref and whatever. I mean, all kinds of excuses, right? So now you claim you're healthy now. You wasn't healthy all the other times, but now you're healthy. And against a guy like Chisora. Okay, cool. Remember, who's the guy that said, and it's, you see, I know when I speak, I know what the fuck I be talking about. I told y'all, he needs to fight a guy like Derek Chisora. Did I not say that? And I said it in this order. Derek Chisora. He gets past him, Dillian White. He gets past him, Joseph Parker. Beat 3 Brits. This way. I'm certainly not interested in a fourth fight with Fury. And I'm really not, crazy about any of those fights. But these are 3 people that have respect on their names, but are clearly washed up. He should be able to beat those 3 guys. And he has a better chance of not losing fighting those 3 guys than going a different route. And he knows that. So yeah, he could tell you, oh yeah, I'll definitely fight Moses. No, you know you won't. No, you won't. They're not going to let you go nowhere near Moses Atama. If you were that confident, you wouldn't have chose Derek Chisora. You would have chose like a Efe Ajagba, a Frank Sanchez, a Philip Urkovich, if you was that confident in yourself. First of all, if you was that confident, you'd be rematching Parker. You'd be rematching Zhang. You're not even trying to go after the guys that beat you. I see what you're doing. And the fact that if you don't think that we understand it, and then, or you get mad because you realize that we do understand it, that's your problem. So what? Deal with it. What you gonna do about it? You know you can't afford another loss. Last dance, last chance. Your words. Okay, you said it against Zhang, you said it this time. So you go from fighting a guy ranked 238 in the world to get some rounds in and get and make sure, hey man, I want to be in the best possible position to win. No matter who trains Wilder, you just get the same Wilder. He fights the same every fight. I'm gonna get into that in a minute, but let me say this. If he beat those 3 guys that I said, and let's just say if it ends up being him versus AJ. However, if that happens, because that's the fight he claimed he wants, right? We already know he can't beat Fury. I think AJ knocks him out. If AJ loses to Wilder, AJ absolutely sucks. We know AJ can be streaky, but listen here, man. He wants a lottery fight. And unless a fight with Moses Utama is going to get him, he's trying to get like a $50 million payday or something. He's trying to recoup. He's trying to get that money that he is too late for all of that. But he's trying to get that. First of all, him and AJ don't have the same steam that it would have had because both of them are not the same. But AJ still has more left than Wilder does for sure. With Wilder, it's the same thing. He may have a puncher's chance. That's pretty much all you see in this dude. Claiming he wants to fight AJ, he walks past AJ and he goes, "Let's do it." AJ just stares at him, and he goes on. And if you saw the video, you notice that Wilder goes, "Here, bitch." And I told you, there's always some resentment there. I told you, it's just something about this dude. The guy jumped, to show you the desperation, he went and jumped ship. Remember after he said that AJ was over there buck dancing for Eddie Hearn, and he went over there with Eddie Hearn for the Zhang fight, right? I don't know what AJ's plans are. We know that he's been training with Usyk. Now, I don't know when he plans on stepping back in the ring and against who. But I don't think him and Wilder would be next. For that matter, the last thing Wilder needs to do is be inactive. He needs to keep fighting. But I would go after Dillian White. Beat another brick. After him, I'd go after Joe Joyce. These guys are completely washed, man. And at least this way, now it'd be more interest, at least on the British side of things. And overall, people will start to look at the fight different. More like it's not the same, no. Because they were both undefeated at the time. And AJ was unified and Wilder had the WBC, but he chose to go over there and break bread with Fury, and we see how that went for him. But, that's the formula. And I only say that simply because I know Wilder don't want to fight no damn Moses Utama. Moses Utama versus Deontay Wilder would look like Ivan Drago versus Apollo Creed. Okay? And let me explain this to you. Okay? First of all, Derek Chisora is slow. Derek Chisora leads in, don't even throw a jab, just jumps in, leads in with his head down and just wings that overhand. He's not even looking when he throws it. He throws his punches in slow motion. He has no footwork, and he never has. Wilder, because of the height and the reach, he's able to stay and keep the distance. I saw what he was doing. He was getting low, so to make it difficult when Chisora tries to come in low, he's trying to take that away from him where he's not in harm's way of the shot, right? Where he'll throw it over. But Wilder doesn't have footwork either. There's times Derek Chisora just missed the punch. Wilder didn't even move. Go back and watch the fight where he just threw it and Wilder's just standing there and the punch just barely missed. What I saw last night was two old slow men that basically are on each other's level. The fight got kind of sloppy. It looked like a Rocky fight. Me and my son was sitting here like, man, Wilder would literally run in. Remember, he Clubber Lang shit. Just kept throwing the right hand. Nothing else. Wilder would step back. He's throwing an uppercut. Had nothing on it. He's stepping back, throwing an uppercut. He doesn't know how to put punches together. It's the same Wilder. Like I said, I don't care who trains him. It's the same Wilder. If Wilder fights Philip Erkovich, he goes to sleep. If he fights Daniel Dubois, he goes to sleep. Daniel Dubois will knock him out. These Wilder fans will be satisfied if he ends up brain dead because the guy is just not that good. He never was, even at his best, that good. He was good enough to do what he did. But the imagination of the people is, let's put him up on a higher pedestal than what he was. And, say people were hating because, it's like you can have a running back. Look, Emmitt Smith, right, wasn't the fastest running back, but he had him 300-pound lineman, and he knew how to, follow the block and read the field. So he was great at that. But if somebody says he's the fastest running back, no, he's not the fastest. Barry Sanders was faster than him. Bo Jackson was faster than him. There were several people that was faster than Emmitt Smith, but he was a technician on that field. You know, he was so. But then, you know, that's your favorite running back. Now you want to say he's faster than everybody. He's stronger. He's taller. He's bigger. He's whatever. Like, come on, man. Like, grow up. Yeah, I just seen the same old Wilder last night. But you guys, don't worry, because listen, as a fighter, just saying, "Oh yeah, I'll fight Moses." Yeah, saying that is one thing. Actually doing it is something else. Wilder doesn't want to fight no goddamn Moses Tama. Let me tell you something, man. The closest he'll come to Moses Tama is if they're actually at a fight somewhere in the stadium, somewhere in an arena, and they're sitting next to each other. He don't want no parts of that ring with Moses Tama, and he knows it. He can tell you what he wants, but he knows what he's trying to do. And again, he's the one saying, "Last chance, last dance." He says that about himself. So how the hell is somebody hating on him for just being honest about what we see? Were we lying when we said we didn't think he was going to beat Joseph Parker? Were we lying when we said we didn't think he was going to beat Zhang? Okay, then. And I feel like he's just there to be hit. Now, you go back and watch that fight, look how slow that Chisora is, and you don't think to yourself, how the hell was Wilder even getting hit with those punches? He has no defense. You know, oh, but he can take a shot. Good. We've seen him get knocked out before. We seen him, so nobody, listen, this is the type of guy that he needed to fight to get a win, to try the best chance to secure a win. As I said, Dillian White and Joe Joyce next. If he's not gonna, if it's not them, then go after Joseph Parker. Go after Zhang. If he's really that confident, if you'll fight Tama, you should have no problem rematching those guys. Basically, it's the same Wilder, man. Same Wilder. But yeah, so to secure his plan, get 3 fights under the belt, the fans is into it. They was oohing and ahhing, over every punch. So yeah, you got 3 Brits that you beat, 3 in a row. Now AJ, if he can continue to win, or whatever, you and AJ, that's your lottery fight. You think that Wilder, him telling you he only gonna get better and all, yeah, no. Them slow fucking feet, no footwork, don't know where he's supposed to be in the ring. He moves in the wrong direction. He moves where the punches are getting ready to land. Everything I'm watching, I'm just sitting here. Like, when people are going, what a great fight. Oh my God, right? It's because these guys lack defense. It's because these guys are in there and they're just throwing punches. Derek Chisora already knows he doesn't know how to box. He admitted out of his own mouth he's one-dimensional. What did Derek Chisora say after he lost to Tyson Fury? I can't keep going on like this. It's time to retire. This is my last fight. Isn't that what he said? Okay. So he made up in his mind back then. It was time to hang it up. Which, by the way, last night was loss number 14 for Derek Chisora. So let's stop talking about Derek Chisora like he's some 8-time champion and he, this guy got one of the more stellar records. No, he came to fight. He's a durable guy that he'll take punishment to give punishment. So he'll bring excitement because he's basically not a solid, well-schooled fighter. He's one-dimensional as fuck, man. I watched this guy. Did you see the round when he came, man? He got hit with 4 straight right hands, just coming in with his arm up, just walking. He's not jabbing in, moving his head, nothing. He's just literally walking in. He has to get this close to throw a punch. The time and everything, and I'm like, yeah, Wilder's finished. He's cooked. When Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti fought, and I remember Max Kellerman and Teddy Atlas and all these people. These guys are throwbacks to the old fighters, Max Schmeling. And man, please. You had 2 fucking fighters too stupid to cover up and slip punches and move, didn't have the reflexes, didn't have it, and they tried to make it sound like these guys were unbeatable. Well, when a guy named Floyd Mayweather was next in line to fight Arturo Gatti, I can remember being at work, and I remember the whole locker room is sitting there talking about he's going to be too tough for Floyd. Floyd not going to be able to hurt him. Yo, Gotti, yo, man, that guy's, yo, man, you can't even hurt this dude. Yo, you can swallow him up and cut him. Even if you knock him down, he going to get, Floyd ain't never fought nobody like that. And I'm like, yeah, y'all don't know nothing about boxing, man. Like, like I always say, things can happen in that ring, right? But I'm like, Floyd gonna beat the shit out of this dude, man. What happened when they got in there? After Floyd beat the brakes off him. Oh, I mean, we knew Floyd. Nah, stop. You didn't know shit. You were all saying Floyd was going to lose. Because Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward were 3 bloodbaths, right? So what happens in those fights? You're thinking you're seeing something special, not realizing that's against each other. But against fighters that know what they're doing, that shit's not going to work. So yeah, Thunder God, a troll guy. Yeah, I know all these little cute nicknames and all that, right? And he got his ass whooped. So, when you see a fight and you don't realize that, you don't acknowledge, you think the people see the un and I. Okay, you're watching the fight. Okay, cool. But you think that these people that understand boxing don't realize defensively Wilder's there to be hit. Defensively, just Chisora's there to be hit. So when he tells AJ, let's do it, right? Hey, if that fight, listen, let's say if that fight did happen next. Great. When he gets knocked out, then what? What is the excuse going to be then? But at the end of the day, we know, his personal situation or whatever. He's trying to get more money. There's different things going on now. But the thing is, no matter what Wilder says, once he get in that ring, you're going to always see the same old stuff. The same lazy-ass jab, occasionally a sweeping left hook, occasionally a right uppercut, but everything is just jab and right hand. Even when he talked about, I tried to save my brother because, you know what I'm saying, I could see the vein coming on the man. He looked at that motherfucker and told him, I love you, and then tried to take his head off and missed. And he was also trying to be cautious so he don't get caught with some shit from Derek Chisora, looking for the knockout. And, it's all cool, man. I just seen a wild, sloppy fight last night between 2 slow old men. That's what I saw. And that's that. He goes anywhere near Philip Ergovich, he goes bye-bye. He goes night-night. He goes anywhere near Fabio Woolley, he goes night-night. He goes anywhere near Moses Atama, he goes night-night. And honestly, AJ should knock him out easy. Why do I say should? Because AJ has known to be streaky at times. So, you understand what I mean? And I mean, at the end of the day, man, look, there's a reason that I said he should come back against Derek Chisora. That's the first name I said. Now, y'all don't think, why did he come back against Derek Chisora? Well, because he's durable. He's way past his prime. He's washed up. Do you guys not even remember there was a time when Eddie Hearn criticized, Frank Warren criticized Eddie Hearn, right, for promoting a fight with Derek Chisora, saying that Derek's way past his prime. This was years ago. He's way past his prime. He's going to get hurt bad, brain damage, whatever. Remember Frank Warren did all of that? And then all of a sudden, Frank Warren ends up doing what? Being a part of Tyson Fury versus who? Derek Chisora. And what did he do? He resorted to talking about how Derek Chisora gave Usyk a run for his money. And as far as I'm concerned, Derek Chisora is just as dangerous as Usyk. Oh, really? So why'd you say that, what you said when Eddie Hearn was promoting him, right? See, all this jumping ship, all of this run into the same guy that you claim AJ's buck dancing for. Like Shelly Fink was not an old white man as well. But at the same time, you call it, you say these things, then you get in the ring with lesser opponents. I don't care what Derek Chisora was. He's not that now. I don't care what Deontay Wilder was. He's not that now. So this is why, like I said, to keep him in the best possible position to keep getting wins against guys that have respect on their name, that ain't shit no more. So he don't have to be fighting guys ranked 238, 400, 590, and then acting like that wants a title shot. So yeah, if his last fight ends up being against AJ, whether that be next or a couple of fights down the line, well, not only that, he get to make some money. He is going over to the UK beating fighters that the UK don't want to see lose. You see how they booed him out the building, right? Of course, they're cheering for their countrymen. And people, I think people love Deontay Wilder in the UK. Stop that shit, man. That dude ain't get no cheers. He got booed. All the years of excuses, and let's not forget, Fury's a brick. So all the things he said, there ain't no love for him. I ain't saying there ain't somebody over there that, that don't like him as a, something about him or whatever. But I know, I've heard a couple of people say it. I've read comments and, where, but I'm talking about, like, stop thinking like there's masses of people over there that love some damn Deontay Wilder, because they don't. So yeah, after watching two slow old men last night, oh man, he was able to take punches and okay. Let me also explain. When you throw a punch like this and your eyes are down here and you extend, see, here's what happens. You're not doing this, you're doing this. And not only that, you're not getting the full power behind that blow. And even for him to take whatever shots, okay, cool. It's Derek fucking Chisora. War. What do we expect from you, Derek? War. War. The fighter can't even get on his toes, get in and come in, right? Motherfucker just walking in. You thought you saw a good fight between two top-level guys? You're sadly mistaken. You're seeing a competitive fight between two old washed-up men? Yep, that's about right. That's about right. It is what it is, though. Said all I need to say about that. I don't know what's going to happen. I do believe, more than likely, Eddie Hearn is more interested in putting a fight together, if he can, with Tyson Fury and AJ. AJ and Fury, there's more interest in that because that fight never happened yet. Now in the States, Wilder fans would be more interested to see him and AJ, hoping he can, crossing their fingers, hoping he can win. And the fact that they gassed up thinking that they seen a great performance last night. Okay, cool. The UK obviously would rather have AJ versus Fury. That's a bigger money fight. It's a more interest because that fight never happened. And Fury has a fight coming up soon on Netflix. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how soon AJ is coming back. AJ training with Usyk and trying to sharpen up, and like I said, I don't know what's going to be different. I don't know. He said something last night to Radio Raheem, and people, oh man, I can't believe this guy said that, man. He ain't gonna kill instinct. He's not the same fighter he used to be. He still got the physicality. His thing has always been the mental thing. Whatever will go, whatever reasons, whatever, I don't know and I don't care. That's for AJ to worry about. But AJ said he's training with the guy that's better than him. Radio Raheem wanted him to, kind of reiterate on that. like expound on that rather. Like what, but it's like he said, well, the guy beat me twice, right? So I sound like a fool saying I'm better than him. He said, I certainly can win a fight, another fight down the road. But as for now, he's better than me. That's one of the biggest differences with Wilder fans, though. No matter how many times he get his ass beat, y'all keep thinking somehow Wilder's going to show up and just be the best version of himself that we've ever seen. His prime is gone. And he was moved in a way where, like I said, when he starts stepping up in competition, he's going to lose. So even when guys slow down, and they slow down enough to the point where they have to fight more than they normally would, and the fight may be more exciting to the people, but the skills that are abandoned, the skills that deteriorate, the physicality that deteriorates, that's what causes the fight to be more competitive. But it's more of a back and forth. It's like when Ali and Frazier fought in that third fight. They were both still great fighters, but both of them slowed down enough, especially with Ali's situation, because Ali couldn't dance and move like he normally would do, right? So he had to stand and fight more, and he did. So it made the fight more competitive in that way, because they're just banging, right? As opposed to Ali moving, using his head movement, his footwork, and using his jab, and keeping it phrase at the end of his shots. So it's a different fight. But these were two great fighters. Derek Chisora was a great warrior. Had great heart, but just didn't, just didn't refine his skills. Just didn't see the need to do it. I remember one fight, he was at somebody's fight and he said, man, I need to learn how to box. He said that out of his own mouth. And there's a female that was interviewing and she said, oh, you're a great boxer. He said, no, I'm a punch, I'm a fighter, I can't box. He's being honest. But Wilder fans and Wilder himself, they try to make it seem like he got something in his arsenal. We just for some reason, we don't identify with it. We don't identify with it because it's not there. We know what Wilder can do and we know what he can't do. And this is where, put your ego aside, stop lying to the people talking about you will fight Moses. And no, you won't. No, you fucking won't. I'm telling you he won't. I'm telling you he won't. If they're not giving him crazy money to fight Moses, nah, because he knows he lose one more time, that's it. Right? Last dance, last chance. Let's remember that's his words. Not mine. It's his words about himself. How dare you call people haters, man, and naysayers and doubters. Oh man. And the things that we doubted you on came into fruition. That's the thing that gets me. I remember Adrian Broner, people not giving me my respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a 3-time champion. I feel disrespected. And then this was before he fought Mikey Garcia. I'm like, man, you can feel what you want to feel. You keep getting your ass whooped. The hell you want from us? Then he goes in there and does what? Loses to Mikey. He had one last excuse left. You know what that excuse was? I'm still undefeated at 140. Mm-hmm. Then after that night, now you got a loss there too. Lost to Pacquiao. I beat that boy. I beat that boy. Every excuse. Jamel Charlo loses to what's his name? Canelo. He loses to Canelo, and then he's saying that, people is doubting him and haters and bro, you lost. The doubt didn't come because you lost. You spoke confident. Okay, cool. Right? And that's what people do. Nobody want to go to a fight doubting themselves. But it's the way you lost. And then you talked about the weight difference and all of that. And, you talked about doing this for the hood, for the streets and all that. And then you got beat, and after you said all those things, understand Terrence Crawford comes up, who fought at much smaller weight than you. You bypassed Terrence Crawford. You wouldn't fight him. Go fight my man Errol. Go fight my man Errol. He fought Errol. He destroyed Errol, right? And then what did you do? You went up and you got beat. Crawford went up, fought Canelo, beat him, made it look easy. So when you say people are haters, it's like just because somebody have a difference of opinion doesn't make them a hater. You know, and this is what happens when fighters get to the point where they start talking real tough and acting, you know, they're angry all the time. And hey, have that same energy with the guy that beats your ass. That's what I say. Don't sit here and lash out at the people because, you know, they don't think you can beat certain fighters. The way he lost to Canelo just showed you, like, nah, there's levels. But like I said, I feel like he got hit with something early. He didn't like what he felt. And Canelo helped him make his mind up that, you know what? I don't like this. I'm just going to try to survive. And that's pretty much how that went. Now, as far as what the future holds for Deontay and the possible fight with AJ, I don't know what's going to happen. But time is ticking. Time is not on either one of their side as far as this fight is concerned. This fight should already happen. I'm not intrigued by it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I think for Wilder, he needs to keep his focus on doing the plan that I laid out. And he already did step one with Chisora. Because the truth of the matter is, the older you get, and you get to the point where you're just too old to do this, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. So all those times that, you know, he didn't care to make the fight happen, and now it's, you know, time out, you know, let's do it. Hey, it's more than just words. And the stare that AJ gave him, I don't know what was going through his mind, but I know what was going through mine was like looking at his expression was more like, you stand up here talking about let's do it. How many times in the past were we supposed to, and you didn't want to? Then you played the game of $120 million being turned down because the zone wouldn't tell you and Shelly Finkel how much AJ was getting. Then you turn around and you got your ass beat by Joseph Parker. So you didn't hold your end of the bargain up. And remember, he was sitting backstage getting his hands wrapped, and the guy that was talking to him, interviewing him, said if he talked about both of them fighting each other, they talked about that even at the press conference. AJ's fighting Wilder's fighting Parker, but they're sitting at the press conference talking about AJ versus Wilder, right? And what ends up happening, though, is when he's getting his hands wrapped and the guy says to him, so if AJ loses, people think if the fight don't happen, it's going to be because of AJ. Remember that? And then he says if AJ loses, no, then there's no need to fight. That was his words. He goes the next day on 7-8 Sports, and he tells this guy, I'm thinking we still fighting. Man, they don't want to fight. He's actually talking like he won the fight, and all of a sudden now AJ and Eddie Hearn's reneging on. No, it's not what happened. You got your ass beat. So people are being haters because they call you delusional, because it was said to you and it was said to AJ. For this fight to happen, both of y'all had to win y'all fights. AJ beat Wallin, you got beat up by Parker. So here we are in 2026 still talking about AJ versus Wilder. Like, come on, y'all. Like, you know, this is what happens when you're in need and you want to try to make it seem like, like you're on top of your game. Like all this talk about nobody wanting to fight this guy. Come on, man. It is what it is. One of the things I thought about too is like, this hatred that he has for AJ, all the things that he claimed that Fury did to him. He just makes these mentions of things, and the unpadded glove, the loaded glove, and all that, the floppy glove, the poison water, all this stuff. And I'm like, man, it's crazy how somebody who is always talking about black this, black that, chose to go break bread with the white guy, that he ends up saying we knew what time it was with him in the first place. He's the reason that fight with AJ didn't happen. The people that got some common sense understand what happened. We remember the things that were said. We know why the fight didn't happen, because it came out of their own mouths. Then they come with this fake $50 million nonsense, no negotiation, nothing, take it or leave it, right? Who does shit like that? Remember when Fury was pulling that shit with AJ and with Usyk? You got 24 hours and all that, then the queen died and all. Remember all that stuff? And everybody was, oh man, this guy's crazy. Wait a minute. Y'all the same people that thought it was okay for Wilder to do that, though. So where are we at now? We talking about a fight that should have happened like a decade ago. Like, really. So it's not the same thing. It'll just be, it finally happened. Okay, then for bragging rights, who's the better fighter? Because the truth of the matter is this, right? AJ has more to lose than Wilder does. If he was to lose to this dude, because Wilder looks like hot garbage. If Wilder was to win, even though people are saying AJ's not the same, you know what they'd be going? Yo, that's a big win. Because you know the hypocrisy. But then what's next? Wilder don't want 4, 5, 6, 7. No, he don't. He wants the big payday. And he's only going to get that against AJ or Usyk. Not Atama. What he's going to get with Atama is the beating on his life. He might not get that bad of a beating, because he'll basically just get knocked out probably with one shot. He don't want that smoke, man. And like I said, if he was that confident in himself, he'd be fighting the FA Jobbers and the Frank Sanchez's. This dude didn't even want to fight Andy Ruiz, telling him he was overpricing himself, and he's not even trying to go after guys like that. So let's not be stupid. Like I said, even the guys that beat him, he don't even want to rematch them. And y'all think he wants Moses or Fabio or Herkovich? Nah, he don't want them. And the only reason he want AJ, it's not AJ he want, it's the money. It's the money. You know, he told Fury he didn't respect him. Then he reneged on that and took it back and congratulated him. Remember that on Twitter? But then he calls AJ a bitch after he walks under his breath when he walks. Who's a bitch? Heard him say it. I'm just like, yeah, the guy's bitter. And that's that, y'all. I'm just trying to get all the details out about things and connecting the dots with situations. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Whoever's in this corner need to stick to the game plan. Don't let your mouth get you in something that you know you ultimately going to get knocked out at. You got past Chisora, go for Dillian. You get past him, go for Joyce. Then roll the dice and see if AJ comes out. Because I don't know what AJ, you know, if AJ fights, it'll more likely be after the Fury fight. And if that's the next fight that they try to make, it's a bigger fight than AJ versus Wilder. And pretty much, I don't see any threat, honestly. Just that same lazy right hand. Go back and watch that fight, man. Tell me you're doing like a Rocky movie. Round after round, this dude is just throwing just one hand. Literally, and I'm like, wow, look at this shit. And I'm like, yeah, all right. That's all he ever had was a puncher's chance. And honestly, he's too easy to hit. He's there to be hit with power shots. And, you know, y'all keep talking about if he hit AJ. Man, please, what happens when AJ hits him? But again, you know, he wants to tell y'all he'll fight these guys. Nah, no, he won't. No, he won't. Stick to the game plan. Lose the ego. Keep tricking people like you always have. Well, at least this time, like I said, the illusion of you beat, you know, tough fighters. You got fighters that used to be tough that you beat. And that's that, man. And look, who knows? Maybe he does get lucky and land the right hand. You understand what I'm saying? But stick to the game plan. Stop lying to people, because when you say you'll fight Moses, You look real stupid if Moses and them call you out. And then you turn the fight down. He'll fight Moses. Yeah. Anyway, y'all. 2 slow old men fought. Wilder got the win. This is why I said Chisora, Dillian White, Joe Joyce. Because if you can't beat them, you might as well hang it up. So, step 1 is done. Now let's see if he follows that pattern and go after Dillian. They could even make a storyline out of that because he froze Dillian White out. Told him, I'll freeze you out for 2 years, right? They could have been for it. And you imagine what the press conference going to be like, all the shit talking and all that, whatever, and pointing the finger and whatever. Right. Now go in the ring and settle it. Now you go in there and knock Dillian out. Guess what? And Dillian looks like trash. Hot trash. You see what Moses did to him, right? And, Dillian telling you, I just want to fight, I don't care. I just want to fight, I just want to fight. Right? That's all. I just want to fight. No game plan, no nothing. That came out of his own mouth. I don't have no game plan, no nothing. I just go with the fight. I don't care what I'm dancing in boxing. I just come to fight. Right. That's why he's in the position he's in. Go knock him out. It's simple. Go over there and knock him out. Right? You like to go to the UK, right? Go knock him out. You knock him out, yo, Joe Joyce. Yeah, what's up, my guy? Hey, listen, yeah. After 3 wins in a row, they might make something happen because they keep throwing Wilder bone, trying to bring him back. So it is what it is, man. Stay in your league, and if you keep winning, yeah, you might get what you want, or you might get what you think you want. Only time will tell. That's all I got for you guys right now. Catch you guys on the next video.